Okay, well, Mary,
that was a first. They said I tested positive for explosives, and I was like, what?
Don't you think we're better together? Oh, I think we are.
Good morning!
It's adventure day.
Oh, the adventure starts
hand me a
with
tissue?
spilling your feeding tube. Yes, tissue. Okay, good morning, guys. We are getting ready to leave for the airport because we're going on a special trip. This was totally spontaneous.
Like, as in we booked the tickets like 2 or 3 days ago?
Yeah, so we are just going on an adventure.
And then the last minute trip that we planned has become even more adventurous.
Yeah, some of them like where we were gonna stay, we had to like change some plans, but we are gonna bring you guys along for an adventure this week, and I hope you're ready.
And we'll just take it one day at a time and see where the adventure takes us. And
Mary's just getting her feeding tube hooked up before we go, or I mean just changing her.
Just filling up,
all the stuff.
changing my Relizorb, getting everything ready. This is the first time I've ever flown
With a feeding
with
tube.
a feeding tube, because the last time we flew was to Florida, and that was right before I had my surgery. Honestly, I don't really know what to expect, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We have our suitcases packed. One is medical, one is our clothes and everything else. And we've been going through the checklist. If you missed yesterday's video, we talked about how we pack for a trip like this.
Did you find the vest cord?
I got the vest cord.
Okay, so like I had already packed all the medical stuff, and I was just sitting here, we're leaving in like a half hour, and I was like looking through my checklist, and I remembered the vest electrical cord, which was on my list. So my list already saved me. And also we're flying with an airline that we've never flown with, and they do things a little bit differently than what we've done in the past as far as like seating assignments
and all that, like with a service dog and all that. So we're gonna find out how this goes.
It makes me a little bit nervous. My stomach has been upset this morning, but maybe it's excitement.
We are excited about the trip, even though like Mary hasn't been feeling well, and so it was a hard decision to make to go this week and go on a trip, but we feel like let's just go and do it and embrace it, whatever it looks like.
Yeah, and it's like I could sit at home and not feel well, or I could go sit with my friends in another state and not feel well. We kind of felt like my health right now, I'm not super well and I'm not super unwell, so it's kind of a good in between. I'm not risking like ruining like where I'm at. Yeah, super health. But I'm also like, okay, when we get back, I'll probably need to go in the hospital. That's reality.
We'll see. And so
we're doing it. We're doing it. Ollie's like, yeah,
one moment at a time. You ready, buddy?
You ready to go on the airplane?
All right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I vote for getting all the coughing out now before we go in.
There you go.
Okay.
We just parked the car and are on the shuttle over to the airport.
All good? Thumbs up, Bonesy?
Okay, we're just gonna check in our bags now.
Let's do it. Okay, we are at the baggage check area, and they are trying to tell me that my disability is too heavy. What? My equipment is too heavy. So, we'll see. I was like, believe me, if I could make my disability lighter, I would. So they're sending a supervisor. So basically in my checked bag, I have heavy medical equipment, machines and feeding tube formula and heavy things. I can't change that.
Okay, we got the bag checked after a long back and forth with the supervisor. They did waive the fee.
If I could make it lighter or formula, I would make it lighter.
Yeah.
But I think what we'll do next time is pack it in 2 separate bags so that it's less than their rule.
Anyways, we're gonna go through security now.
But
And
the part that I was like not okay with was she kept saying for next time, separate the things. And I'm like, I did separate them. There's only medical.
It's only medical in that bag.
And then she was like, no, I understand that, but next time. And I'm like, So
Yeah.
our way to handle this is just try to keep it cool and be like, I know that this isn't your call, you're just relaying the information.
Yeah.
But anyway, we try to like keep it as positive as possible. It got a little like hairy in there, but we're good. Let's go through security and be done with this.
All right. Okay. Well, Mary,
That was a first.
Mary had to be pat down.
So, I'm gonna take this off for a second. I've never been patted down before, which was fine. She did fine. She was super nice. And then I was like, okay, cool. So we're good. And then they come back and they go, you tested positive for explosives.
There was a bird. A
Really?
bird just flew by. That was crazy.
They said I tested positive for explosives, and I was like, what? What? And
So they took her in another, like a private room to pat her down, and then test like the woman's gloves after the pat down, and everything was fine.
they
But
tested all my stuff.
yeah,
They were so nice, though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they were so nice. So, I was fine. I was just like, what? I was really surprised. And then I said, what could possibly have tested positive? And she was like, are you on any medications? And I was like, yeah.
Where do I start? So, anyways, it was all good. We're at our gate, and our gate's down from us. We're gonna get some coffee and just relax a little bit before we board.
How cool is this? Down in the airplane area, they have basketball hoops. Brilliant. Oh, we just met a viewer at Dunkin' Donuts. Hi, Kendra. That was so fun. We always love meeting you guys. Okay. I saved the surgical mask from our dressing change kit from doing my port last night. We did IVIG last night. And because I figured it was like more powerful. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so Peter's gone to get something to eat. And I'm gonna sit here. So, in review, flying for the first time with feeding tube. If I were to do it again, which someday in my life I probably will, I will pack my medical supplies in probably 2 different bags so that they are under the weight limit, so that there's no like issues. But my feeding tube formula is in there, and like that wasn't a problem. And then the formula that I'm currently hooked up to, that wasn't a problem either. They just had to like test it, meaning just do that swipey thing. So that was fine. And yeah, as always, flying with a service dog. Obviously it's gonna be different at every airport, but for me, one time they patted him down, other times they haven't. This time they just had him go through the metal detector thing, what is it, X-ray machine, and he just walked through and it was fine, so. And I left his harness on, so it didn't make the thing beep or anything, so we're all good. Okay.
This is good.
Food. We were just sitting here remarking about how so nice the security people were. Even from the first moment we stepped in the line, even before we got in the line, the lady who checked our IDs was awesome. She was like, do you know, are you familiar with how to fly with your dog? And I was like, yeah, I've done it before. And I was like, but what do you guys do here at this airport? Do you have me take off his harness? And she was like, no, they shouldn't. So she was super nice.
Because other times we have had to take off his harness.
Yeah. And then the lady helping us get our stuff into the bins and like decide where I was gonna go since I wasn't gonna walk through the X-ray machine. She was so nice. And I mean, they have to do this every day, in and out, like all day. So I guess I didn't expect them to be overly sweet about it. They have to do their job. But everybody was really, really nice.
Yeah, and then while they were patting down Mary, one lady came up to me and she's like, now do you know that there's a service dog relief area? And she told me where it was in the airport. And that was really sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, I mean, it makes a necessary, not so pleasant experience a lot
more pleasant.
Yeah. So, now we just have to get on the plane, get to our destination, and get some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh yeah.
Priorities.
We're flying across the country to get Krispy Kreme donuts. That's the big reveal. All right, getting ready to board.
Let's do it. They call this the gangway.
The gangway?
Make way for Prince Ali. Hey,
it's time to walk the plank.
What?
You guys go ahead. Because you're so cute.
You're letting us walk the plank first?
Yep. Just in case it falls off. Watch out for the dusty stuff on the ground. First step.
Sanitize.
Yep.
Oh.
Good job.
Good thing.
For your safety, larger electronic devices such as laptop computers and DVD players must be stowed prior to pushback.
We're on the plane and all set. I think there's nobody in the seat next to Mary, so we've got plenty of room. Because normally we would want to be in the bulkhead with Ollie just so he has plenty of room, but he can kind of stretch out a little bit.
It's a little suffocating. Is this kind of like a really big car? Yeah, it goes in the air. It's called an airplane.
Flying and avoiding germs tip. Don't touch those things.
And if your friend wants you to be their headrest, always say yes.
However, we are looking for a new front to begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increasing cloudiness by tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area, 72 at Garden City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks of And in the Ponca City Blackwell area, 68 degrees today. Winds southerly at about 15 with gusts of 25 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 30.00 and is rising. And no precipitation. We're about a half inch behind, correction, a half inch ahead for the year, and 1 53/100ths behind for the year so far. We'll be looking for.
All right, we made it.
And of course, the possibility of some scattered showers. Today, of course, there's nothing showing up on the radar. However, the satellite photo was pretty interesting.
We are on our way to baggage claim, and we are in Cincinnati. But before we get out of here, Mary saw an astronaut and wanted to come see this.
So cool.
Well, I wonder why this is here. Cincinnati Museum Center.
Oh, he's like, what in the world?
What in the world is that guy? That was a long walk with a mask on. And we just met a viewer, and that was a lot of fun.
Hi, Erin.
Yeah, she was on our flight with us, and we didn't even know. But
Main mom talk. Wow, this is incredible. Look at the fingertips.
I wonder if you can use your smartphone with those.
That is crazy. I've seen these suits on YouTube so many times.
Yeah?
It's crazy to see it in real life. Kind of like the vest with the hoses.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe CF.
Actually, that is something I always knew. I was never going to be allowed to go to space because I have CF. Okay.
Well, we made it to Cincinnati. We've got a fun week ahead, and hope you'll come along with us. We're gonna go pick up our rental car and go to our Airbnb, but we'll show you more along the way. As always, we will see you tomorrow.
Good night.
And let's let Ollie end the vlog. Say goodnight, guys. That was a sweet flight. We'll see you tomorrow.